Good morning and happy Thursday, everybody. Always about the time I go on, the dogs bark and never fails. Hey UK, good morning. How you doing this morning? I just got the reminder. Cool. Well, I'm glad the reminders work. You know, I put them up there and just you don't know if they work or not. So, we try to keep the schedule the same. Thursdays 8 a.m., Mondays 6 p.m. Eastern time. So, hey Google, good morning.
Hi, Lucky Dog. It is 8 a.m. Right now in DeLand it's 79 and partly cloudy. Today, it'll be partly cloudy with a forecasted high of 92 and a low of 70. Have a wonderful day.
Oh, good morning, Ron. I see Ron's on. Kay says hi, Sue. Hey, Ron, are you getting some of that storm right about now? It should be heading your way. It bypassed us. It stayed way out in the Gulf. We got very, very little effects of it. It was a little bit of a couple of minor showers, a few breezes, and but besides that, it really didn't affect us. But boy, they sure got hit big time up in the Panhandle. They said it was one of the largest storms ever to hit that area. It was comparing some of that storm up to the Andrew, one of the biggest ones. So it's like, I hope everybody else stayed safe. We were good.
It was one of the top 4 storms, biggest storms.
Yeah, it was. It was one of the top biggest storms ever, you know. Yeah, it hit the country, and probably the biggest ever to hit the Panhandle up there like that. That stupid thing came out, and I mean, it wasn't a nothing. It was just kind of a little tropical storm or depression when it started out, but man, it gained strength so quick. I guess it kind of caught a lot of them off guard, and they just weren't as prepared as they could be. Although they had some time, but people tend to linger. They don't tend to.
2 days though.
Yeah, they don't. Yeah. UK said that. That's terrible, and says I wish you all the best of luck. You know, so, yeah, it was a terrible storm. So Ron, are you getting anything? It should be kind of. Last I saw was about 50-mile-an-hour winds, and rain and stuff there. So I was just wondering, it's probably getting close to where Ron's at. He's had to dodge a couple. He was down here for the what was the name of the other one? Florence. Yeah, Florence. And this one here is just kind of going to skirt him, and I don't think it's going to give him much problem in that area there because it's wound down. You know, Ron says we are starting to get 30-mile-an-hour winds. May get up to 50. The bad thing, we are in the tornado zone. Yeah, there was a lot of tornadoes. We were under tornado watch all last night because they'll spawn it off. I mean, we had, I don't know what, maybe 2 big showers that went through yesterday. I mean, and they weren't that big, you know. We probably got less than a ½ inch of rain out of the whole thing on it, but it was just a little cloudy, breeze off and on, but nothing. Right now, not a tree moving. Nice thing, it's going to bring a cooler front. This morning, I seen it was like 79, almost 80. It was pretty warm this morning, and but Saturday morning is supposed to be in the 60s, which will be good, you know. That'll cool us down. I'm ready for a little cooler weather, so it'll be nice on Saturday and Sunday. It's supposed to be pretty nice weather on it. So anyways, I have a few pictures here I'm going to share with you of the storm. This and UK says if you ever want to be safe from natural disaster, just come to the United Kingdom. Yeah, they don't get it over there. There's a picture of Panama City. I was like a gymnasium. It peeled the roof off that gymnasium. Lyndhurst, that shows a lot of destruction there. Kings Bay, a lot of flooding. In Seminole County, Georgia, they got a lot. This Kirpinett, Georgia, got a lot of damage up in there. You can see roofs off and stuff there. So they definitely got a lot of damage up in there. They got a lot of cleanup ahead of them. You know, we've been through that many times in this area here that you know, had to clean up after storms and stuff. Ron says, yeah, the flooding was still not all down yet. We were able to finally get to Conway yesterday, so yeah, up around where Ron lives in that area up there, the floodwaters are still coming down, and they're still can't get around them. You know, flooding don't go away overnight. It takes a long time for all that flooding to get down. You know, so but it's yeah, thank God, good thought, Newt King. That's main thing. I mean, I did see what was like 2 people had gotten killed, and that's the worst thing, is it people's lives. You know, they lose lives in that. So it was only 2, but 2 was more than enough. You know, I seen one was in Georgia, and the other one I think was in Florida. There, a guy got killed. A tree came across his house, and a little girl got killed too up in Georgia.
I did hear that, but I didn't hear it out.
UK says as long as it isn't as bad, it's good. Yeah, or at least better. So yeah, so it's on. Got some other pictures here. Let me bring that up here in a minute. I've got some different pictures of different areas, some of the flooding there. Let's see if I can bring that up here on the desktop. All right, there we go. It says Michael pounds Florida Panhandle on it. So they scroll down here. There's some different. See, like here's a picture of Panama City. A woman checked on her vehicle after a hotel canopy collapsed during it. And look at that. It's got a piece of metal or wood or something right through the windshield on it. That was up in. Yeah, it is. But it was parked there. She was parked under a canopy. And so here's another one. Look at this. This guy's sitting in this car here. This is another one at Panaboy. He's a storm chaser. Climbs into a vehicle in the eye of the storm. But man, that thing's just been shoved around like little toys on it. That was up in Panama Beach there. And next one came up here, Panama City. Here's a house. Tree is down, but and look, that's a palm tree. They don't come down as easy. They'll take a lot of wind. This house, the whole roof is taken off this house on it, so there's a lot of damage on that home there. And that was up in Panama City. And here's another guy in Panama City. He stands there at his antique shop looking out at all the damage. I mean, it's just tore the whole fronts of those stores right off on it. So broke all his windows out and that. So he's got quite a bit. It's a little grocery store. This is St. Mark's, all surrounded by water. That's a cool looking little grocery store. It looks like one of the old ones with the pumps out front and that. Remind you of the days when they used to pump the gas for you, come out, wash your windshield, and
the old Funk store.
Yeah, down Old Funk there in Ohio. There, was stores like that. Here's a kid. He's at Panama City Beach. He's in the waves. It's not really good to do that. The water can push you out to shore so quick. Kid riding his skateboard. You know, that's in up in St. Mark's there. Water's in. He's enjoying it. I would do the same as a kid. There's a little puppy in that basket, if you notice. He looks like he's rescuing that little puppy on it. And here's one of the piers at Panama City Beach. The waves crashing. We've had that here. It takes out the end of those piers. Flagler Beach had lost their piers. Actually, year before with Matthew, it took out the road right there at Flagler Beach there. Another one in Panama City. Everybody's they're evacuating in a school. Boy, that looks like a lot of fun. Laying on the floor. Evacuation's no fun either, especially in a place like that. International Space Station, it shows you, like, look at the eye. It's calm in the center of the eye. I saw another picture. It was in the eye there at Mexico Beach where it came on, and you can just clearly see the eye in the wall behind it. There's some more Alligator Point waves crashing up on those houses. They put them up on stilts, but they still get water. And people are out taking pictures. High waves. It's pretty interesting there. And they got sandbagging all up. That's Homatassa, Florida. And calm down, Michael. So people write stuff on their board up windows. This guy, he's boarding up his place. That's all you can do. There's nightfall. Kind of pretty picture there. People at the beach. That's before the storm came. That's probably in the morning on it. So yeah, that's a few pictures of the beach, you know, or of the storm. on it. If I can get back to my regular screen here. Come on there. I get off my streams, I have to get back to it. There we go. Now I can see the chats. Chats are back up again. UK says as long as bad, and Ron says that they say this may raise back up again a few inches. Yeah, you probably will. You'll probably get more water will come back. What you've lost in a few days, it'll come right back up again on it. And UK says, I see your houses are usually made of wood. Those are. Ours not. Our houses, most of them are concrete block. Our house is all block and that. So I don't know that I would want a wooden house in Florida. Oh, there's Jeff. Good morning, Jeff. How you doing this morning? Good to see you come aboard. Yeah, Ron said the good thing is this is to be out here by this evening. The wind just picked up to 36. And that's cool. So yeah, Ron's got a little weather station there, which is pretty cool. He can monitor the wind speeds, and so that's pretty neat.
Jeff went through Camille, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he said that. Yeah, I think he went through Camille.
Was like the second biggest storm, didn't it, DLS?
Yeah. So yeah, I think Jeff's been through a few storms, or a storm at least. You know, I've been through about 8 of them. I don't really count this one as one I went through because it was a nothing here, but it went by us, you know. All right. UK says ours are made of multiple layer walls made of bricks, steel, and hempcrete usually. So yeah, you want a well-made home up in the when you're in a zone where you get hurricane. Oh yeah, Jeff said yes, I did. It was in Galveston when you went through in Texas there. So yeah, they're. Depends on where you're at. They sometimes over dramatize these storms, which is kind of a bad thing because when one comes up, you might not take it as seriously. But this one up here in the Panhandle was serious. My thing with the hurricanes, if it's a 1, that's no big deal. It's just a little windy, you know. If it's a 2, you know, again, it's getting there, but I don't get too concerned. A 3, I watch it, you know. 3, it's like, keep an eye on this one, you know. And when you hit 4, look out. They're going to be pretty tough. This storm here was 155 mile an hour, a Category 4. 156 mile an hour is a Category 5. So it was just 1 mile an hour off of a Category 5, which is a very dangerous storm. You know, that one would have my eyes open. I looked at some of these news reporters, the one guy on the national news, they were in a motel. These reporters run down to it and hunker in a hotel, and at one point they took mattresses off the bed and was holding it at the doors because they were getting scared now. It was really hitting them big time. And so said this storm was pretty major. It's a lot of, there's probably millions and millions of dollars, maybe billions of dollars of damage from it. And luckily there hasn't been any more than 2. 2's way too many, but luckily there hasn't been any more loss of life in that. So it was quite a storm. UK says the reason the United Kingdom is so rich in strong materials on such a small place is because our country split from Europe. The Ice Age drove many materials from France. Yeah, it's I don't know. They
had lots of miners there.
Yeah, they had a lot of miners. Well, Jeff B says they said that the Weather Channel checked out early. Yeah, I saw early on the Weather Channel was some guy running around in a car going up and down the streets, and he was going under power lines, and you know, at that point there, it looked like just typical hurricane damage, and we're kind of used to that here. You know, trees down, power lines down. You know, some roof, some panels on the roof pulled off, but as it's more and more came in, there was a lot more damage than that. Mexico City Beach almost looks like it was completely destroyed. The water came in. I've seen a lot of pictures with the, you know, houses surrounded by water, roofs off. So it looks like Mexico Beach was almost, and it's a tiny little town, but at that point it still looks like it was completely destroyed. Ron said our worst will be around noon today, and it came in at the Panhandle about what, noon, 1 o'clock yesterday is when it came in. So that was their.
It's moving fast.
It is. It's a pretty fast moving storm.
Chad's supposed to be out of South Carolina this morning. I hope he made it.
Relative of Denny's son. Yeah, I haven't seen a Denny on this morning.
He came through okay. He was
Denny.
on the call yesterday.
Yeah, he's what, Crystal River.
Yeah, near Crystal River.
Crystal River's right on the Gulf. He's probably inland, I don't know, maybe 10, 15 miles. I'm not exactly sure how far inland, but the storm surge didn't bother him. There's a river pretty close, but I think it was close enough it didn't. They were showing live on TV Crystal River where he's at a little bar called Crackers. And basically it was the high tide coming up. It was higher than normal. And it showed one little house that was starting to get surrounded by water. And now, far as
Fishing off his deck?
Yeah, a guy was fishing off his deck. And far as the major damage over there, nothing big, it's just some high water, on it. So we'll send it. UK says it happened when the oceans made it in between France and UK, drove many livestock and landslides to the newly made oceans since the climate was warm around there, making lots of materials fall underground. Oh, okay, interesting. So that's where you got some of your resources over there. I think since I got the new modem here, now it says my YouTube not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming. So I don't know if anybody's getting any buffering or nope. So it's gone smooth on. So I've been getting these chats since we got the new modem. It's not quite as reliable as the old one. So every once in a while I get that. So if you get if it gets slow in that, just hang in there. If it goes off, just refresh it. And so. Jeff says, UK, I didn't hang long with the monkey shows. Sorry, I didn't either. I couldn't quite take it. Monkey show it had one scene there I just was objected to, and so I just really watched a little bit of it, but not my thing. It's like it was beyond my interest. UK said that's why we also rich from our socks. Socks, okay. Okay, that's fine, Jeff, but we will watch it soon. But so anyways, they're smooth here, Bob. Good, good. I'm glad the things. I get these little warnings at my little. This is what they call a YouTube. It's a dashboard, and I can see the chats, and I can see what's going on. But sometimes you'll get a little warning, and it says video output low. Your YouTube is not receiving enough video to maintain smooth streaming, such as viewers will experience buffering. So, but sounds like it's good. So, either way, when you're setting this in, when you're streaming, you don't really know what's people are seeing at the other end of it, And so when you get little notifications, you go, "Oh, what's going on?" Or somebody will say something, and you go, "I don't know." It's like Sue said that it was echoing the other day, and that's because she's sitting right here, right? She was getting it echoing, but. It doesn't always. It's not always the same. Internet connections, they says good. This one here, when I do a check, I'm getting like 230 or 40 megabytes per second, which is excellent. But it seems that it's been more problematic than my old modem was. And this here one that they replaced with, the old one had a modem and router all built together. This one has now a modem with a router separately. Ron says stream's good, so UK says stream perfect, so it must be done fine. That's the main thing. So yeah, this system is a little bit different. I had trouble; it was kicking me off a few times, and I don't know if any of you know anything about your wireless internet. There's channels. There's several channels depending on if you're on 2.4 or 5 gigabytes. And if you can get into your modem thing, you can change channels. And what this one was doing, it was kicking me off now and then. And it was set on automatically. It would search out channels automatically. Apparently when it did that, it was kicking it off. So I had a little app, shows which channels are the strongest. And so I first did that on the 2.4, and it worked better. And like yesterday or the day before, I changed the one on my 5. and I don't seem like I'm getting kicked offline as much as I was, you know. So anyways, technology, equipment will make a difference in what's going on. So what's everybody up to today? This is Thursday. I've been we got a deal on our fish tank. Our pacu fish, which they're big, they remind you of a piranha. He was in a storage container that was, it turns out to be like 27-gallon storage container. And he was getting too big for it. He started out about the size of a $50, and now he's bigger than my hand. And so, you know, I was telling Silk, man, we got to get something different. He's outgrowing that little tank and didn't want to spend a lot of money. So I went on YouTube, and our local, there's a local group here in this area, and I just posted looking for a 55-gallon tank or larger. And I've done that before, and you know, a lot of times people want to sell them to you, and they're wanting a lot of money for them. And a lady came on and said that she had one with a stand and a hood, and she first didn't know what it was, and I said, well, I'm really looking for at least a 55. I need a bigger tank for this fish. And so she measured it, and it was a 55. What do you want for it? She goes, oh, I take $20. I'd just like to see somebody use it. And I said, where you at? I came over and got it. And so ended up got a nice tank, stand and hood. We didn't really need the stand and hood, but got now Paco the Taco. He's got a new tank, 55. He's all happy. Got that switched around. So that's what I was doing the last couple days. Jeff B says, are you saying you have some things on 4.4 and some on 5? Yeah, if you notice, like now this computer I'm working on, when you go onto the wireless internet, it'll pick up 5G on it, which is faster. Some electronic, now Sue's computer will only pick up on 2.4. My cell phone will only pick up 2.4. My little Samsung iPad, it'll go on it'll go on 5. And Sue's phone goes on 5, and so 5 is faster than 4. It's a lot faster. And if you do get one of those speed tests and do a speed test, you'll notice that 5 you'll have a whole ton. I'm only getting on 2.4 about 56 megabytes per second, however that is, and on 5 I'm getting about 200 megabytes per second. So there's quite a difference on it. But each of those channels, or each of those megahertz, will run on channels. It's kind of like a CB or anything that work on different channels. And if you're on a channel that is close to your neighbor's channels that they're using, or maybe sometimes things like a microwave or other electronic things will interfere with a certain channel, go in there and you change that channel, and you'll get a more solid pick. You won't lose connection. Both of those came default set by automatically. It'll automatically pick up the channel that supposedly the best. Well, I think when it's changing back and forth, and you lose a connection. So I have a little app on my cell phone that you can go in and it'll show you the strength of each channel. And I picked up one of the strongest channels and locked each one of those on a strong channel. I've had less knocking me offline since I've done that than I did before. So, you know, just a little bit of a thing on your router. This is all with your router and your wireless. Now, if you're hooked to Ethernet, you'll get the best signal. If you hook right into Ethernet out of your router, you'll get the best you can get. But on wireless, this is the way this works on it. So, UK says, money is king of America, the mighty bald eagle is the queen, and oil is God. Yeah, that's about the truth of it. Money, money. Hey, you know, growing up, and, well, growing up, my life, I'm an old man now, but I used to think I did pretty good, you know. I thought I made decent income and stuff. As I got older and got to talking to other people and figure out how much I made per year, according to another one, my gosh, I was poverty most of my life. I didn't realize it. You know, it's like, now that it's come, it's like, gosh, when I applied for security and Social Security, they show you all your wages on it. I've never been out of poverty my entire career. I used to think I did really, really good, you know, on it. But it's like, I mean, At the last I checked, my income was 125% below poverty rate. It's like, wow, I didn't even realize I was poor. You know, yeah, you did great. Yeah, I did. I really did good. For what I had, I learned how to handle money properly and not waste it.
Right, you do.
And
You're the best money manager I know.
yeah, I mean, I can manage money, but I think if I had what was an average income, it's like I'd feel like I was a millionaire. You know, so that was something, you know, you go through your entire life thinking, it's like, man, I did good, man. Nice, you know, I've had different things. I've had campers and motorcycles and toys and stuff on it, but I thought I was doing really well until the statistics come in. Now I know I was a poor person. I didn't know I was poor. Always ate, you know. I never paid a late payment on nothing. I was so, you know. Yeah, at least you didn't waste on sports cars. Yeah, no, I didn't have a sports car. I had motorcycles, but never had a sports car.
Yeah, you did all right for as little as you made. You did all right.
Yeah, I mean, I survived okay. You know, there was times it was pretty rough. You know, actually, as I got older, it got rougher. You know, because it seemed like I always made the same amount, and as things went up, it's like I noticed more and more I couldn't do nothing with what I made. Where it seemed like when I was younger, I could keep up with at least the cost of living, but the older you get, it's like, man, things were exponentially got higher and higher and higher, and it's like, man, things just don't go as far as they used to on it. But you know, it's crazy. I knew I didn't make big money, but I thought I was doing really good, but I guess I wasn't. You know, that's funny. So, you know, I didn't spend money on a lot of things that I couldn't. I never gave gifts because I didn't have money to get gifts. You know, I didn't things like that. I didn't stop and get a cup of coffee at the store. You know, when I was real young, I smoked a while, and that's the biggest waste of money there is lighting it up and burning it. You know, but I did that for a while, so I got smart and quit that. You know, things like that I didn't do. You know, I mean. I didn't donate to nothing. I didn't have nothing to donate, and just little things. I mean, I actually can watch how people spend money, and it's like, wow, they waste a lot of money. You know, I'm very frugal on everything that I buy. I've always have been on it, and somehow I make it go on it. But yeah, it's just little bit of things you don't realize all your life. Like, oh, I didn't know I was poor. It's like, I don't think I was, you know.
I grew up poor, very poor.
Yeah, well, we grew up. Ron knows. When we were young, we lived on a farm, and we did farm chores to pay rent, and you know. So Jeff says, "Are you still happy with your signal extender?" Yeah, you know, it works good. I had to reset it up here when we got the new modem, and yeah, that signal extender does make a big difference. I can get almost the same speed if I'm within a certain range of the signal extenders that I do right close to the modem. And the cool thing about the signal extender is, depending on where you want to go, I have it set up in my garage, so if I'm out front and say I want to do a live stream or just be online, I can get good signal out there. But say I want to go out in the backyard, I can take this thing and unplug it from the wall, go out and find an outside outlet or something, plug it in there, and now I have that signal extended in that area. So you can move it around, you know. Say you was in a bedroom at the other end of the house, you wanted to use it out there for a while, you just unplug it, stick it in there, now that signal is being extended to that end of the house. So yeah, so far I'm pleased with it. You know, the signal extender really works out pretty good. And same with the our security system. We put the new one in after lightning hit it, and I actually believe this one even works smoother than the other one did. Easier to set up once I plugged it into the network. When I go to hook it up to, to cell phones or something, there's a little, if you hit the I button in the lower right hand corner, you'll get like a, what do they call that little thing where you scan it, you know, and you take your phone and scan it, then and it'll code reader, yeah, and pop it up there. Man, you can put your cell phone or your iPad right on just so easily because you just scan that. So I've got a lot of views on those. I mean, I've got over 100,000 views on those videos I did on the security system, and it's people have trouble hooking up, and apparently they're doing something wrong with it. This was so easy to rehook on it, and so I just put up an update video, and it's amazing. I'm not getting many views on it. The other ones I was getting 100,000. Most of them I was getting around 20, 30,000 views, and this one only getting like 30, 40 views. It's like, I don't know, they no longer pay attention to it, I guess, but on it. So okay, UK says, I'd say save up some money and spend what you must, and spend your saved up cash for something good. Well, I never had any saved up cash. I never had a savings.
That's how you got your last minute.
I do now.
Yeah.
I put X amount away every month, but I never used to have any savings, you know, and that's how I buy stuff. Like my Mavic drone, the last one I bought, I borrowed from myself. I had so much saved up, and now I'm paying it back to myself. So I set up a little savings thing that I can borrow money from myself, and then I can't buy nothing for a long time because I pay that back. You know, Jeff sees, now that you've field tested it for me, I think I'll get one this week finally. Yeah, I like it. I've got that. I forget what the name of it is. It's TP Link. I think that's the name of it. The TP Link. I got it at Office Depot. Got it down there, and I believe it was somewhere around 80 bucks, somewhere in that neighborhood. But I like it. It seems like it's working really good. Haven't had no real issues with it. First setting it up is a little bit, you know, chore getting it set up. Like most things, especially anything to do with networking and wireless and all that. Sometimes it can be a little bit of a setup process. But once you get that set up, I don't mess with it. I just got it set up and go. Do you still have the Mavic for, not the Mavic, but I have the Phantom 3 for sale. I'm going to sell my Phantom 3. I have it listed for $300. I have it listed. It's a Mavic 3. It's got 3 extra batteries. I put a thing on the landing gear that makes it stabilized on it. I've got a 12-volt charger that came with it, and so yeah, I got it for sale. Not my I love my Mavic. I think it's really cool, but I haven't had any bites on it. But I'm going to use it for over the water shots. What I'm thinking, since it's my second drone. Actually, I have more now. I got 4 drones altogether, but it's a good, reliable one. But I can, if I want to do some water shots over the water, I'm going to start using that. And just in case I have a problem and lose it, I'm not like I'm using my my Mavic. I wouldn't want to lose my Mavic. That one's a cool drone, and most likely you're going to be good, but things happen, you know. So yeah, it's a Phantom. It's a Phantom 3 on it that I've had it now. It's just barely a year old, and works great. Ron's got a Phantom 3 too on it. Yeah, 3 more weeks. Ron's coming down again. You have to bring some of your toys with you. Bring some of your RC stuff. The weather's turning great. I mean, I think our breaking point's going to be Saturday. It's supposed to go down. They said low humidity, and our lows will be in the 60s, probably 66, 67, you know. But it'll feel great, you know. So, yeah, weather is probably on the good side of being turned to the cooler. So, usually it does by the middle end of October. Our weather starts cooling off. Next week, a week from today, starts Biketoberfest. The bikers will be in Daytona for 3 days. I think it's Thursday, Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. They start coming in
Wednesday.
Yeah, Tuesday and Wednesday of the week. So you'll see a lot of bikers around. We'll probably pull our bike out, maybe go for a ride. We haven't rode it much, you know. But we'll probably take it out a little bit for Biketoberfest. And week after that, I get to go jury duty. Boy, I'm so looking forward to that. It's be glad when that's over. Maybe I'll luck out. You call like the weekend before, the Friday before. Sometimes they don't need you, or You know, so I'm hoping that, because it's just not a good situation for me. I'm not that patient to be on jury duty, you know. I'm too opinionated. They'll find that out real quick. So it'll, to me, I think it'll be waste time. I'll get $15, but it's not worth the effort till you drive over there or back and buy lunch. It's like that $15 is a joke, you know. They should give you a day's wage, whatever that may be, but they should give you a day's wage on it. So, but they don't. They call it, it's your should be your service. The Phantom 3, how much was it new? They were $500 new with just one battery. Each battery run about $75–80. I got 2 extra batteries on it, and then I said I added a 12-volt DC charger to it, so you can charge it off your car, plug in the cigarette lighter. I added a brace on the bottom, so when you land it protects the camera. Anything else to that? That's pretty much the main things I added to it. I put a bracket on it that's nice on the transmitter that you can put a bigger, if you have an iPad or a bigger tablet, will hook into it. So Ron said I put Phantom 3 back to the firmware just before the last one and it seems to be working better. Yeah, these firmwares, sometimes they'll mess you up, you know. I haven't had a lot of problem with it. It'll occasionally you'll get, a warning here and there. But I've flown it around quite a bit. It takes great pictures on it. Generally, the only thing mind that if I get out far enough, it just comes back home because your signal gets weaker because it works on the Wi-Fi on it, and it'll return to home, which is good, on it. But yeah, firmware. A lot of times, firmware you're better off to leave if you got a firmware that works good. Not update it, because you update it, then you might have a little quirky problem, and then they'll fix that because they know it, and then the next firmware will fix it again. And so I tend to get one firmware that works good, and I don't update it. I leave it because that's working good. No use of updating that firmware, because they a lot of times the firmware updates will be for multi products, and it for the one you may have may not be a quirk in there. It might be a little glitch in the one you have. So a lot of people say the same thing. If your firmware is working good, leave it. Don't update it. Honestly, they just had a 40-mile-an-hour gust. Yeah, they well, and 40 is not bad. We get them all the time. And that's even we had those off and on gusts last week. You watch the trees, but the next minute it's just calm.
Well, last Monday night we had a hell of a storm. That's when we lost our...
Yeah, we had a lightning storm. I mean, it
rumbled pretty good yesterday. So I was doing dishes.
We did. Sue said,
yeah.
She's done dishes, hands in water, and I said maybe you might stop until that goes by. Quit doing dishes.
It came out of nowhere. It just surprised
me. And it does. We'll get that. It'll be sunny, and all of a sudden, bam! You'll get a lightning strike. It sounds like World War II going off, and just out of nowhere, and then it'll start clouding up. So lightning is weird. Florida's what they call lightning capital of the world. Florida's what they say, and you'll get lightning storms that are just come out of nowhere, and they get tough. People have been killed with lightning there. It's nothing to mess around with. So yeah, I think we're gonna go out flying probably Saturday, because it's gonna be so nice. Probably take the camper out and go flying on Saturday there.
The air conditioning fixed.
Well, that's gonna have to be someone professional, because I've done what I can do with it. The air conditioning on the motor end of it apparently has a leak. There's probably an O-ring or somewhere that's leaking out, because I filled it full of air AC of Freon, and it worked for a while, but then it leaked back out. So it's got a leak there somewhere on it. And the problem with, I don't know other parts of the company, but around here, you get air conditioning worked on, you're going to pay out the butt, because they charge huge prices around here for AC, work. And Seems like it'd be a simple thing, and next thing you know, it's $1,000. You know. Oh, UK said I'm back. Sorry, I had to get some food from the store. All right, you gotta have food. Food's a good thing. Maybe it's too good. Food does us good, but does us harm too because we eat too much of it. You know, it's we're cooking up stuff. You know, I run out of things to cook. I cook the same thing. I get kind of tired of cooking the same things. We made smoked jalapeno poppers. Those was good.
Yeah, those are really good.
Ron got to have those when he was down there several weeks back. So
I didn't think they liked them, huh?
yeah, it's like they're pretty. They're pretty good.
Sandy wasn't sure.
Yeah, Ron said I was thinking about putting it back to the firmware when I first got it. It probably wouldn't hurt nothing if you can do it. Sometimes some of that firmware you can't go back. You can go forward, but you can't go back, and I think that's terrible. They do that. You should be able to go back to factory original settings, but I ran into that before where you can't go backwards in your firmware. I think there's a program you can download on your computer that'll come up, and you can plug your drone right into your USB, and it'll recognize it, and it'll tell you what firmware you're running. You can go back and check and see if you can back it up or not. So Jeff says, how much flying time do you get per battery? That one I get about 20 minutes. And 20 minutes is really quite a while. Sometimes it don't sound like a lot, but when you're up in the air, after about 20 minutes, you're ready to come down. You know, so really it's pretty good. And I have 3 batteries, so that gives you an hour's worth of flying time, but you can actually recharge a battery in between. And sometimes you need to charge your transmitter between, but it's just like a cell phone. It plugs in. It'll plug into any USB thing and charge off a computer, off your car. You know, it'll charge. It's easy to charge it on it. I use. I even have it down here. I get one of these little battery packs. I'll dig it out here. This is a. I think I gave only like get it right in the camera here. $10. This is an all battery, and you can plug this thing into it and charge quite a bit. So you can charge your different things right off that pack, and I keep that with me. These things are a good little investment. Your cell phone.
Cheap too.
Yeah, they're cheap. I think that one's like $10. I think at Walmart's I got this one.
I went to Verizon when I went to Europe, before I went to Europe, and paid big bucks for my Mobi that I got. But it was too much money.
Now that'll charge your controller. I won't charge your batteries that fly it with. You need it has a charger, but like I said, that I have a 12-volt one that goes with it, or one you can plug into the wall. You know, if we're out in the car or something, you can just plug it into the battery and it'll charge them that way. When we're out in the camper, we have the generator, so I'll kick on the generator a lot of time, just charge it off, you know, regular 115 volts on it. So yeah, Ron said I made some poppers 2 weeks ago. They're good, you know, they're really good. We usually make them once a month, you know. Those are nice and cheap too. Yeah, the charger is nice and cheap. Jeff says awesome. So yeah, there's all kinds of, if there's an electronic way to do something, I usually figure it out sooner or later, you know, to make it easier and more fun. It's last weekend it was nice going out flying. The weather was cooling. Oh, UK said I gotta go. Sorry, I'll catch you next time. Okay, UK, I'm glad you showed up. We're only gonna be on a few more minutes there. We've been like 45 minutes on, so glad to see UK come on. You have a great day. We'll see you the next time, which will be next Monday, and that'll be at 6 p.m. Eastern time. So Mondays and Thursdays, that's what we've got it going at. Mondays in the evening 6, and Thursdays in the morning at 8. So anyways, we'll see you. Have a good day next UK. So we getting about, I ain't got much more up here to chat about. So we're missing a few people this morning. Tammy hasn't been on for a bit, and missing.
Seven joined. Did she join us last time a little bit?
Yeah, Seven got on last time, so we're missing Seven, and Ted. I missed Ted on the last time. So a few regulars ain't here today, but you know they probably got things to do. Jebby says, Sue, what did you do with all the girls? What do with all the girls? Girls, the dog girls, or
I don't know what you mean.
what did you do with all the girls? Yeah, that one I'm stumped on.
Not sure what you mean there, Jeff.
Now, if you ask me what I did with all the girls, the only girls I got Sue. So, yeah, you'll have to explain that one. What did I do with all the girls? Mainly the girls we have around is the lucky dogs. We got 2 lucky dogs and a bunch of fish. That's it. Oh, Seven and Tammy. What did you do with all the girls? Okay, now I got it. Okay, Seven and Tammy. Yeah. Well, they get. I know Seven's got kids.
And Sophie too. Yeah.
And Sophie, we haven't seen Sophie on for a while. And with kids, they get busy. Yeah, y'all crazy. Yeah, I know we are crazy.
Like, I don't know what you meant there.
Yeah, with you got kids, you know, a lot of times in the mornings, you're busy with the kids. Kids will keep you busy a lot, you know. And even dogs will keep you busy. Oh, how many monkey shows? Oh, by the way, how was the monkey shows? It was different. I think we're gonna go ahead and cut it off here today.
Oh, you're offline anyway.
Well, it says I'm off. It'll be back on again.
There you are.
That's right, back on. So OBS said it disconnected and connected, and now it's resumed. But anyways, we've been going on here for about 50 minutes, so I think we're gonna get off of here. Good to see Ron come aboard and Jeff B and UK, and I think that was pretty much it today, wasn't it?
Yeah.
I don't know if anybody's in the background that's just monitoring. UK says he's back, so I think we'll make it a chat, a whelp. So yeah, if any of you guys out there watching this later on, invite you to join us live, and if you can't join us live, leave comments below. We'll answer your comments. And again, if you're not subscribed, do me a favor, hit the subscribe button. You'll be notified when we have a new chat or a new vlog coming up. If you hit the little bell, it should give you a notification. Sometimes they say that don't work so good, but hit it anyways. So we're going to get out of here. We'll see you next one. Will be Monday at 6 p.m. Eastern Time. So everybody have a good weekend. Make it a lot of fun, and enjoy your day. So we'll get out of here for today.
Bye.
Bye.